Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast Engineers Plug-in. This is our first podcast for Group 1 Engineering Seminar. Together with us, the two hosts for today's podcast, Brandon and Madden, also with another 4 speakers.
Why don't we start with Hakimi? Why don't you give us an introduction about yourself, your course, and of course, tell us something fun, interesting about yourself.
Okay. My name is Ahmad Hakimi bin Osman. So, I'm studying civil engineering here. So, I'm on my first year. So, fun fact about myself. So, actually, I have ability to in carving wood, mengukir, seni mengukir.
Right. So next up we have Arisa, right? Yeah.
Hi all, my name is Nur Arisa. I'm a first year student from civil engineering, and something interesting about myself is I'm a very particular person. I don't like to be late, and I tend to do things my way.
Would you consider that a form of OCD?
Kinda.
All right. Cool. That's cool. That's really good. All right. Next up we have Amanina.
Hi everyone, I'm Amanina. I'm a first year student from Department of Aerospace Engineering.
Right.
And a little bit fun fact about me that I can speak a little bit of French, but it's kind of rustic now because I haven't used it in a long time.
But then we have 3 of them. But then
Yeah.
how about our honorary guest,
Yeah.
Dr. Salahuddin?
So Doctor, why don't you give us a short intro? I know Madan has praised you a lot, but let's hear it from you.
Did you say I look like George Clooney?
He said you have a smile like George Clooney.
Okay.
And you look like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Good enough. Okay. Hi, my name is Salahuddin Harisuddin. I'm a lecturer, senior lecturer at the Department of Aerospace Engineering. And I'm also the instructor of this class, engineering seminar that we have right now. So thank you for inviting me. You know what? Actually, I self-invite myself to this podcast.
He had to.
Yeah, just for the first one, I guess. But and then we'll see how it goes.
All right. So Madan,
Yeah.
we have already introduced ourselves and we've introduced all our guests.
Yes.
So actually, why are we here today?
So basically, we are here as a podcast, so we to discuss about academic integrity and ethics. So Brandon, I want to ask you, what is the definition of academic integrity and ethics?
So do you want me to give you the textbook definition, or should I
Just
talk
talk it,
about
man.
what
Come on,
what
man. Just talk
what
it.
I think? So if you ask me about academic integrity, I would say it's what I feel is academic integrity is how you maintain your integrity, as in your image when it comes to your studies. So whether or not you choose to cheat off an assignment, to cheat off a test, that falls under academic integrity. And ethics is your personal code of conduct, how you choose to live your life and how you choose to portray yourself. So okay, what about you, Madan?
For me, basically, what about academic integrity is all about is about honesty, trust, fairness, respect, and responsibility. So mainly responsibility, you have to oblige to do what the tasks are being given to you, and obviously honesty, be honest about what type of work are you being given to. So I have a question for Hakimi, right? Okay, what is the importance of academic integrity?
So the question about the importance, right? The importance of academic integrity. So by the name itself, integrity. So integrity means honesty in learning. So the importance that when student like us honest, be honest, jujur dalam pembelajaran itu sendiri. So kita we give a situation, right, when lecturers give assignment for example. So if we honest, kita jujur, kita akan buat assignment tu sebaik yang mungkin, ikut apa yang kita buat based on apa yang kita tahu. But if we not integrity, there's no integrities, we just maybe copy someone else's work. So that's not how we learn. That's not how you learn as a student. So for me, the importance that academic integrity, so that student itself can learn from what they are doing, from what task they asked to do.
Yeah.
That's all.
Alright, thank you, Hakimi. So contract cheating means you have done no work at all. So in an assignment, you did nothing. You have had someone else do all of it, and this is not accidental. It's deliberate, pre-planned, or intentional. So that means I intentionally asked Madan to do everything for me, for example. So there's also saying, especially if there's money involved, or in this case, it's your grade involved. So my question to basically everyone is, or even Doctor, you can answer, but I think you have talked about it earlier on, so maybe we let them answer. In an event where you are in a group of students, like you're having a group project, for example, and contract cheating happens where instead of, or we tend to call it as the sleeping member, where the group project that one person does nothing but he gets all the marks. What do you guys feel about people who are like this, the sleeping partner in a group? What do you guys feel about that? Yeah, the hitchhikers, yes.
I think it's very unfair for those who actually done their work and all those people that did not get involved in the group work doesn't give any points or ideas. So they actually get they don't actually get their what we call that like a grade, yeah, yeah, the grades. It's not actually theirs because they didn't do their work. Like they I say tumpang the
Yeah, right,
others.
okay.
Okay.
So one thing I wanted to ask is, how would you guys address these free riders, these sleeping partners, hitchhikers, whatever you guys want to call them? How would you tackle the situation? Of course, nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. I don't like it if someone else doesn't do any work. But and I'm sure everyone in this room also doesn't like sleeping partners, although some of them may be those hitchhikers. But how do you guys address them? How do you get them to do work or get them out of your group, for example?
For me, during my foundation studies, I have this one experience where one of my group members doesn't really include himself during discussions or during the work. So what we did was at the end of the assignments, we have this one survey that which consists of 5% of our marks. This survey is to rate each one of us whether they can give cooperation, they give ideas, they spend their time to do their work.
Are you talking about the peer assessment?
Yes, that one, peer
Just
assessment.
to clarify, is this from agriculture in Asasi?
Oh no. So what we did, we gave him, of course, we gave him the lowest mark because he does not give us any cooperation. Also during the discussion, we personally told him to do, like we actually mentioned him to do his work, and only at near the deadline he did just a little bit of work.
So how to tackle free rider rights? So actually, I have experience just earlier this semester. So I was the director of MTB.
MTB stands for Malam Tunas Budaya, in which basically a talent competition between colleges in UPM.
So when I directing MTB, our one subject it is kenegaraan, nationalities, that we have to form a group and make a slide and present it in front of others. So as you know, I am a director of this MTB program, so I don't have much time to to give them an input. So I tell them that I'm really sorry that I can give you input about this presentation. So it depends on budi bicara, orang Melayu cakap budi bicara. If they understand why I cannot do it, so maybe they understand that maybe they can give me other tasks that I can easily do. So it depends on how free their right is, what I call.
Communication lah. You got to talk about this.
As the director of MTB, the MTB program itself is very big. It's a tradition of university. So I think it's very hard because MTB itself is very big. We have many teams, many teams. The dancer, the props team, the clothing teams.
That's a lot.
That's a lot to handle. So I think it's very hard for me to handle a team leader and become a director at the same times.
We've prepared some case studies like situations basically um, about something that is related to academic integrity, cheating, plagiarism. But the case is not really black and white. You know, you can't really see whether it's totally right, totally wrong. It's not that easy. So I tried to make it a bit blurry, like blur the line a little bit, just to make it a bit more complex. But usually these are actual situations. So case study number one is, all right. Imagine like you have
Before we start, like since there are questions here,
Yep.
how about I suggest like the people in the room,
Yeah.
if they have an answer to the question, for example, they just come up, introduce themselves, and also maybe they can answer the
All right,
question.
cool. So this is
it's
for
not, it's
the
not limited just to the three of
yeah.
them.
So this is for everyone in the room. Yeah. So you can just come up and tell me your opinion.
So this section is open for
It's
every audience.
Yeah.
So those who want to come up, you can come up with questions and you can may ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me read out the case study first.
Alright.
Okay, we got three people here. In this case, we got Alice, Nash, and Johan. Okay. So Alice, Nash, and Johan, they are assigned to work on a group project. Okay, we've discussed about group project just now. And then in the project, they were asked about to research different design methodologies. You know, this is something that I think engineering design will study. So they were asked to research different design methodologies and then combining their information together, find the pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages of each methods. Okay. So on a test that covers some of the information gathered by Alice, Nash cannot remember what the answers are. All right. Well, Nash reasons that because the three of them had, collaborated on the project together and got a good grade for the previous project, then it shouldn't be a problem just to ask Alice in the test what the answers are. Okay, they work in a group before, so it's the same thing. So Nash asked Alice to tell him the answers, all right, on a test. But Alice doesn't want to offend her friend, so she told him what's on her paper. So she helped Nash on the test. And Johan, on the other hand, knows about this and is aware about this. So we got three people here. Nash asking Alice for the some answers for the test, but he reasoned that it's okay because they work on this together. And Alice because it's her friend,
Yeah.
so she helped him. Johan knows about this, but she didn't do anything. He didn't do anything in this case. So let me ask everyone in this room, especially Manina, Elisa, and Akim. Is this considered academic dishonesty? Whether by Alice, Nash, or Johan? Let's ask Nash first. Is Nash committing an academic dishonesty? What's your opinion?
So I want to ask
Yeah,
first.
sure. What do you think?
So for me, Nash itself. So Nash already done this before, right?
Yeah.
So then there come a test. So Nash cannot remember. So he asked Alice the answer are. So I think it's clear as day actually. It's clear as day that it was academic dishonesty. He did not jujur, dia tidak jujur dengan dirinya sendiri sebab dia tahu dia lupa. He forget what they do before. So he tried to get the answer from other people. So it's clearly cheating and dishonest with himself. So and Arisa said risking his grade by asking his friend for the answer.
Okay.
So that's my take on this.
But they already work together before. Dia orang dah buat benda sama-sama dah, just lupa je.
No, it is a test. So a test for themselves. Even if they work before, so they should remember what they worked before. So for the test itself, they should know what they should know what they already done. So it doesn't make sense if he want to ask his friend because of he forget. It's clearly kesalahan sendiri.
So Nash is definitely in the wrong.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, Hakimi, you are telling that Nash should do revision prior to the test, isn't it?
Yes, obviously, as a student, we should do revision before every test.
That's a good point. Yeah, right. So my second question is,
Oh, the second question
Yeah.
here
Second
is,
question is,
Alice, Nash, and Johan are at fault, or is
all
it?
three at fault?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Alice, Nash.
Now, we have established that Nash is at fault.
Yeah, you already.
What about Alice and Johan?
Uh,
Alice and Johan.
and also at the priority of mistakes, is Nash at a high? Is he committing a bigger sin than Alice
so,
here?
so that means he's the biggest criminal
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so it's like if your sin is Nash sin worth 100 points and Alice sin worth 50 points, for example.
So
You know,
Arisa,
demerits, 100 demerits and 50 demerits right there.
so
So what do you guys
you
think?
may give your opinion now.
Anyone can, yeah.
In my opinion, all three of them is at fault.
Oh, okay.
Because first, Nash is because he shouldn't ask the answer from Alice at the first place because he should have read. And as you all know, because they given point each different point, so I think Nash didn't actually pay attention to others' point. So still Nash fault because he didn't focus. And second, I think Alice is also at fault because she shouldn't have helped Nash.
Why?
Because
They were in groups.
yeah, but like Hakimi said,
Uh-huh.
the test is for themselves, only them. Right? And also Johan, because I don't think he should have been silenced.
Okay.
He should have told the lecturer.
So Johan would risk being the snitch and being the person that no one likes.
But it's being no.
Being
Okay.
honest,
Being honest, but then it's a little bit he's snitching.
So he should snitch.
Yeah.
Basically.
No. In your opinion.
I mean, if it was me, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't snitch.
Yeah, I would.
I wouldn't snitch.
If you want to copy
Because
me,
you don't have the courage.
It's not because I don't have the courage. It's just I wouldn't like the tension outside the classroom.
yeah.
But same thing with Alice also.
Yeah.
The reason she helped Nash is because, well, it's it's her friend, and then
Yeah.
they've been working together.
It's the same thing. Tension outside the classroom, outside the test hall.
You see, it seems simple on paper, yeah. But when you think of it, like when it happens in real life, for example, you got a friend, and then how would you deal with that situation? This is hypothetical situation. Probably it's easy for us to say. I'm not going to snitch, or I'm going to tell
Yeah.
lecturers.
I mean, some of us are also scared because doctor is here.
Yeah.
You know,
So our students lah, our students. You know,
maybe doctor, you can close your ears.
close your ears for a while lah.
This is open. We want this to be a safe environment.
Yeah.
Talk about ideas. Just tell us our ideas. So, also this is a discussion still.
Okay, for the third question, how many?
Oh, we have
And another one.
no, we have resolved that issue.
Yeah, I think so. We solved the issue. So,
All are wrong.
I mean, morally, if you ask me, I would say under the morally correct answer, all are at fault.
Uh-huh.
But if you personally ask me, I would say, I mean, the only person at fault here is, or somewhat at fault here is Nash. The other two are just trying to be nice friends, I guess.
like,
Yeah, I get-
even I was in your shoes, I saw things I would have just mind my own business and move on.
I don't want that on my conscience, you know, them failing because I snitched.
Yeah, I snitched. Just
Okay,
because of
okay,
that.
okay.
I guess we leave it to our audience later on. Probably you can if you can comment this on YouTube on whatever, or you can send us email complaining about the answers, or maybe give your own opinion. It's okay though, because this is a discussion. So we move on to the third one. What was the third one?
So is Johan obligated to tell the instructor what he saw? Basically, is Johan obligated to snitch?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, it depends. It depends.
Depends on what.
So for me, that's yes, is obligated if he already finished his test. Because if no, for me, if I see if everyone cheating, so if I many tests to do, many questions to answer.
Yeah.
I personally did not tell teachers because I has to focus all my attention to the question. So I personally know. So I think Johan is not obligated if he focus to answer the question.
I mean, going along your lines, it's basically like if I studied, it's okay for me to snitch on them.
Yeah.
But if I didn't study, no, I
No,
should
no,
just keep
I
my
just
keep my mouth shut. Yeah.
That's it.
Because it's like if he's focused on his paper, which means like he's struggling with it, so he won't yeah what yeah. But like at the same time, if he's done with everything, if he's relaxed, then it's like okay, I don't like this guy. I'm gonna give him
Yeah,
away.
actually, I have a different perspective as well. Also, because if I was in Johan's shoe, means if I saw that event happening, if let's say I have a good relationship among my teammates or crewmates also, so I'll be like, okay, never mind lah. Just let them go. I'll just want my own business. If I had a bad blood in there, as a snitcher, I'll just go muscle.
Yeah, if
Teacher, he's copying that.
I mean, if you hated the guy,
Yeah, I
yeah.
hated the guy.
Your action is based on whether
The feelings.
Depend on the person.
Yeah.
Amina, what do you think? Was Johan supposed to tell the lecturer about this?
For me, yeah, it depends
It
actually.
depends. Okay,
Yeah.
it depends on. I like that's why it depends.
It depends.
It depends.
Yeah,
Okay. When is it will be yes? When is it will be no? What do you think?
If he thinks that, okay, in this situation, at least Nash and Johan, Nash should know everything about their project. And we talked about free rider earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
Nash might be one of the free riders because he don't really know what about the project. So I think if Johan have a little bit of grudge about Nash because he didn't really do the project, don't really understand.
Yeah.
It's Elise and Johan who do most of the work. He might be snitching on him and he might told the instructor, the lecturer. But if Nash is the one that contributes a lot, that he gives a lot of information, I think Johan would not tell because
Okay, if
he's the
you-
one that helped them to get good grades.
Okay. There's another. I mean, our options is not only to tell or not to tell. Okay, there's another option. In my talk just now, one of my messages at the end is, it's our responsibility to build a culture of academic integrity. Building a culture requires time, a lot of time, requires a lot of people, requires everyone. And one way one could build a culture of academic integrity is to talk with them. Hey, what you did just now was wrong. If you were caught by, the instructor was, but it could mean, could end really terribly for you. This is one way of trying to create a culture. Just remind your friends, no, next, don't do this. It's wrong. Okay, so I think this needs to happen because one of the fundamental values of academic integrity is, again, courage. Courage is be brave even when others might not. Others might think you're snitching.
I like
Snitches
that a
get
lot.
stitches. Yeah. Be brave when others might not. Some people might not see it as some issue about whether you're brave or not, but it is actually. Take a stand to address a wrongdoing and support others doing the same. For example, you see something that is wrong, and then let's say dia dipulaukan sebab cakap macam tu. Support that guy because he has integrity. Because what else do we have? If everyone cheats, what else do we have? Integrity is the only thing that we have. If we don't support others who are trying to defend integrity, what are we standing up for?
I'd like to actually thank everyone. You guys, thank you, Christina, thank Adiba, and thank you. Alright, so thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Hakimi. Thank you, Arisa. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. See you next time. Bye.